this is your girl Shamika and welcome to my channel, Live, Love, Life, and Travel. And I'm coming to you guys from Los Angeles, California, SoCal, Cali, my hometown. And I'm here visiting friends for about a month, and then I'm going to head over back to Thailand with a quick stop to in Hong Kong. It's been really nice to do sort of a short holiday in a place where I used to live long term, to be able to enjoy Los Angeles without the financial stress of Los Angeles. So it's been good. Anyways, today's video is going to be an update video on a video that I did about a year ago, which was being black in Thailand. And I got so many comments, questions, and views on that video. I thought it would be a good idea to do an update or a rehash, because when I first made the video, I had only been back in Thailand for about 2 to 3 months, and it's been over a year now, a year and 3 months now. So I thought it would be a good idea to ask the question, do I feel the same way I felt a year ago? Do I still have the same opinions that I had when I first made the video? But first, I wanted to sort of talk about something that a lot of people brought up in their comments, which is sort of the white obsession that Thais have, and a lot of other Asian cultures have, a lot of cultures in general have. But a lot of people brought that up, and I think some of them brought it to sort of try to debunk what I was saying, that Thais as a whole aren't racist. So let me talk about that. Thais in other Asian countries are very sort of pale white obsessed, and it's very apparent as soon as you sort of land in Thailand, because there are skin bleaching and skin whitening cream adverts everywhere, like plastered everywhere. All the actors and all the people that are represented on TV are very pale white, so you get the sense of that very quickly. There's even one brand called Snail White, and it's in every magazine, every advertisement, on the side of billboards, side of buildings, everywhere. And Snow White is a whitening cream that I think is a Thai product, and I guess it's Snail White because it slowly bleaches your skin, giving you that natural complexion. And it's very apparent. It's not even something that, like, I feel like other cultures who are a little obsessed with whitening their skins is kind of like a taboo or a secret. They don't want anyone to know. There, I feel like it's very in your face. It's not a secret. It's just like there. It's like it's sort of on everyone's mind. Like, everyone knows that your goal is to have the whitest skin possible. So yeah, but I don't necessarily think think that makes Thais racist. And let's face it, they're not, like I said, they're not the only culture who's like that. I think they're just sort of more blatant about it. In America and other Western cultures, I feel like we're white obsessed too. Like, the majority of the women, besides like Beyonce and the women from Scandal, aren't really represented as beautiful. More of the women who are represented beautiful in our media and our entertainment are white. So I think it's the same. I just think that in Asian countries they're more like blatant about it, and other countries they're just less blatant about it. Yeah. So why are Thais or other Asian cultures so obsessed with being so white? In my opinion, other people's opinion, is because they want to look more Western. So they feel that the whiter they are, the more Western they look like, and they consider Western white. Let's take a little bit of a history lesson. Back in the horrible days of slavery, where people owned slaves, having the pale white skin was in. Being the paler you were, the more rich, the more money you had, the more on higher social class you were, the better you can marry. You were considered more beautiful the paler you were, because if you were really pale skinned, that means you had enough money to own enough slaves to work your land. And if you were tan, that means you didn't have enough money to own slaves to work your land, and you had to work your land yourself. And I think that's where it sort of started. And then eventually it started to change, where if you were tanned as a Caucasian or a white person, that means you had more money because you can take vacations, you can take longer holidays. It meant you was healthier, you had a healthy glow. And if you were a paler skinned Caucasian or white person, it meant that you didn't have money to go on vacation, you didn't have money to take longer holidays and lay off on the beach in Greece somewhere. It meant that you looked sickly because you didn't have enough money or resources to keep up your health. So it started to shift. The if you're a whiter or Caucasian person, you had tan skin, you looked prettier, you were like, you had more money, higher social class. And if you're paler, it means you're poor, lower social class. It's the same in Thailand and other Asian countries. The whiter you are, the paler you are, the richer you are, the higher social class you are, the better you can marry, the better school you can get into, the better jobs you can get, and the darker skin you are as a Thai or Asian person, the poorer you are, lower social class, less, you can't marry as good, and yeah, but and etc, etc, etc. So yeah, so that's very, very true, but I feel like, in my opinion, that is just within their own culture. I don't think that they apply the same standards on other cultures or foreigners or people that are outside their race. Do I still feel the same way I felt when I first made the video? And the answer to the question is absolutely, positively yes. Actually, the more I have stayed in Thailand and traveled throughout Southeast Asia, the more confirmed I feel about that opinion, the more I feel that they are not racist at all. I've had way too many instances and too many examples and too many moments of me traveling over there, living over there, where Thais or Cambodians or people from Laos went out of their way to help me and to assist me or to guide me. Even when I didn't ask for their help, they were there as like a community to help you out. And I felt like if it was a race of people who hated black people, why would they go out of their way to help me? And it's not just Thai men, because people had made a comment that, oh, it's because you're pretty, and thank you. It's a lot of it is actually Thai women who, it's like a community feel where they see someone down, they see someone in need, and they will gather all their friends up to just help you out as an individual. And so I just don't believe that they're racist or at all. Does that mean that there aren't any racists in Thai? No, of course there's probably racism in Thai. There's racism in every country, state, city, in your neighborhood. You probably got racist people in your family. Unfortunately, there is going to be racism. Some people are going to be racist. But I think that as a whole, the whole country as Thais are racist. No, I do not believe that whatsoever. I still stand by that even more than I felt when I first made the video. But are they sometimes discriminatory against foreigners as a whole? Yes. And I have gotten this from people of all different colors, from all different races, and from all different cultures. White, black, brown, tan, pale, in between, whatever, have all said that they felt some type of discriminatory behavior from Thais. And it's sort of that, it's not like they're being mean, it's sort of that attitude of like they just don't have the patience to deal with you type of thing. And I kind of get that. I worked in customer service for a very long time. I had my own business where I worked with people all the time, and I also worked with a lot of tourists, and it can be a little bit like exhausting constantly answering questions and sort of dealing with, sometimes you feel like people's ignorant questions. And so I do feel like it can be exhausting. You have hundreds and thousands of foreigners coming into your country and sort of sometimes being rude and loud and sort of talking to you like you're retarded, you know, when you do that thing where just because you say it louder you think that they're gonna understand what you're saying. Some of them don't speak English, and sometimes you come into their establishments and they have a line of Thai people, and then they have you, and you're taking up time because you don't know how to speak Thai, and you can't communicate, and they feel like you're being rude. A lot of times they just will pass you up, and they will go with the Thai people. They will just like ignore you. They won't answer your question. They'll pass you up. They'll tell you to shoot, go somewhere else. So you will get that occasionally, not a lot at all. It's almost like not even worth mentioning, but you will get that occasionally. But it's not like racism. It's almost like they just sort of is over foreigners or foreigners. I mentioned in my other video, like the majority of the ignorance that you may actually get is from other Westerners. And when I say ignorance, I am not calling Westerners or other Westerners stupid or retarded or malice or mean or racist. I'm not saying ignorant as in that way. I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm using it as the definition says it is, which is being uneducated about that specific topic. So I still get Westerners like asking me questions that are very stereotypical. That's like, oh, like they would just like bring up Jay-Z or basketball, or I've had like white guys come up to me and just start rapping, or say, hey, Bob Marley or Obama or something like that. Like I actually had one person ask me where I was from. So I don't know if it's because the way I look, or if it's because there's not a lot of Americans who are traveling through Southeast Asia, and amongst those Americans there's not a lot of black Americans, and amongst the black Americans there's there's almost like nil like black female Americans who are traveling through Southeast Asia. So I don't know if it's because of that, or the way I look that people just sort of assume that I'm not American. They assume that I'm European, French, or from London, or a lot of the times they just assume that I'm from Africa. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with Africa. I love Africa. Like I would dream the day that I can visit there. I mentioned in the other video things that you will get is sort of looks and stares. You'll get touches. You'll get people to touch your hair. You'll get tons of people taking your pictures, especially like Chinese people. I may be mistaken, but I think Chinese is a communist country, or they're coming out of an era where they were very closed off from the rest of the world and very limited to their exposure to the rest of the world, and so I feel like they're even more curious about other races, and so you get like a lot of Chinese people taking pictures of, I get a lot of Chinese people taking pictures of me. My image is on a lot of Chinese people's cameras and their camera phones. They ask to take pictures of you, they ask to take pictures with you. Sometimes you'll get like a group of them coming off their tour bus, and like they'll like literally like get kind of like in a line to take a picture with you. I don't mind it. I've had friends get mad at people taking pictures of me for me on my behalf, but I don't mind it. To me, I can usually feel if someone's coming from a place of malice, and usually to me I feel like they're just coming from a place of curiosity. I think it's kind of funny in a way, because it's like, I'm not Beyonce, so why are these people taking pictures of me? So it can feel like a little silly, or a little like, sometimes you can feel like kind of like a celebrity, I don't know. But you will get people taking pictures, you will get looks, you will get stares, you get people asking to touch your hair. When I was in Cambodia, like this little girl, like she came up to me and she like rubbed my arms, touched my skin, she like touched my hair, and just pure curiosity. And I think it's not just people who are black. I think it's people who they just find unusual. Like I was traveling with my friend Harriet, and she's white but she has dreadlocks. She's like a red hair with dreadlocks, and she got just as many pictures and looks that I got. So you will get that. And another time I was in Cambodia, like a lady asked me if my hair grew out like this, like if it just grew out in braids, and I thought that was really, I think that was kind of a cute question, and I was like, no, but that would be really convenient, because then I wouldn't have to braid my own hair. So it's like they really are they just don't know. And so if you never saw like an Asian person, your first time you see an Asian person, you are gonna stare, you're gonna want to take pictures, you're gonna tell people about it. That's just how it is. It's not coming from a place of racism, it's not coming from a place of malice, it's not coming from a place of, I don't know, they're just curious, and it's fine. And if you feel uncomfortable with people touching you or grabbing your hair, or not grabbing your hair, but touching your hair or taking pictures of you, just say politely, just say, please, no, stop, you know, like they'll respect you enough to just leave you alone. Another comment that someone left on my last video was that they felt like ties were discriminatory because as a black person or as a darker skinned person, it's more difficult for you to get a place of employment there, especially in the educational section. A lot of people go to Thailand and other Asian countries to become teachers to teach English, and it's a bit more difficult for a black person to get a teaching job in Thailand and other Asian countries, or if they do, they might feel like there's a bit of prejudice, and that is true. But I say you cannot fault the whole like country of Thailand for the decisions that the hierarchy or the government or this establishment has made. I don't want everybody to blame me for the decisions that my government has made or the decisions that our public educational system has made. I can't control that. That's the way their establishment is, and that's just the way it is. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, if you are a black person or if you have darker skin, you want to become a teacher in Asia, Southeast Asia, or Thailand, do not let that discourage you. There are teachers who are black or have darker skin who are teaching here in Thailand and teaching English in Thailand and other Southeast or Asian countries. So don't let that stop you. I'm just saying you may experience some push on it, or you may not. You might not experience anything, but I don't feel like that means that they are racist. But in saying that, like, I've also had comments from younger Thais, the younger generation of Thais, who have commented on my last video and saying that they are sick of that standard of living. They're sick of the whole white is right philosophy of the Thai community, and they are wanting it to change. So I think slowly but surely that will also shift, just like it shifted in America, where now it's more desired to have tan skin than like pale skin. I also, like, don't get me wrong, like, if you genuinely feel that everyone's a racist, or all of America are racist, or all white people are racist, or if you go to Thailand with the attitude that they are going to be discriminatory towards you, then yeah, you're probably gonna be able to find a bunch of instances where you feel like someone is discriminating towards you, or someone's being prejudiced, or someone is racist. For instance, like if you go to a store and a waitress or the store counter clerk has a bit of an attitude, or they roll their eyes, or they seem impatient, you will then internalize that and just assume it's because of you. It's because they're racist, it's because they don't like you, it's because they're discriminatory, it's because they're prejudiced. Like, that person's cat could have just died, or maybe their grandma is sick. It could have absolutely nothing to do with you. And I think as a society, we are sort of neurotic that way, where we take everything and we assume that it's because of us. So we assume it's because, oh, they don't like me, or they have a problem with me, and it's like, they're probably all in their own head and has nothing to do with you. So, like, yes, Thailand is known as the land of smiles, but it doesn't mean that they are gonna smile at you like every single second. They are, like, I feel like we forget, because we are tourists and we are there for the most part temporarily. We are there to enjoy ourselves, and we forget that these people are still living their own lives, and so they have their own issues and their own drama and their own problems, and they can't be at your every whim with a giant smile smacked across their face all the time. So don't take everything so personally. I had another comment on my last video, like someone commented and saying that they didn't understand why I was making a video talking about being black in Thailand. I think that from their point of view, they thought I was being narrow-minded, or even that I was being racist myself by making a video that pinpointed being black in Thailand versus just being in Thailand, which I myself did. I didn't understand why this person had a problem with it, because I don't know, like, if someone made a video about being Japanese in America for the first time, I would be intrigued by seeing that video, because I would want to know what their point of view was as a Japanese native. So I don't get why it bothered someone because I was telling my point of view as a black American female. I didn't get why that person had a problem with it. First of all, it's my YouTube page, I can talk about what I want. Second of all, I thought it was important to tackle that issue. There is a rumor out there that Thais are racist. I want to make sure everyone feels comfortable coming to Thailand and traveling through Southeast Asia, because it is an amazing country, and no one should miss out on this because they feel that they might be discriminated against because of the color of their skin. I wanted to debunk that. My YouTube video is not just for black people. I know I always sort of start off my topics with black girl travel, because that is what I am. I'm a black girl traveling. My video is aimed for everybody. I want to inspire everyone to travel. But the truth of the matter is that what 37% of Americans have US passports, and the ones who do very rarely go outside of Mexico or Canada. And within that 37%, around 15% of US passports are minorities. So I do want to sort of reach out to the less, for the community that's not reached out as much. So yeah, so plus it's my experience, and this is just what I'm going through from my point of view. Anybody of any color, creed, would feel comfortable coming to Thailand and traveling through Southeast Asia. Even if you feel like you are an unusual looking person, you will be fine. Thailand isn't perfect. Nowhere is perfect. The United States, where I come from, is definitely not perfect. We are still working on our own race issues. So all in all, when it comes down to it, I do not feel that Thais as a whole in general are racist country or racist people. I think if anybody feels that they want to come to Thailand, no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are, or no matter what background you are, or how you look, I think you'll be perfectly fine and safe coming here. It's a beautiful country. I think everyone should take the time to visit here. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me below. If you have any comments, just general comments that maybe you feel like I missed the mark, or there's something you think I should have said that I didn't say, feel free to comment below. The part of the reason why I wanted to make this YouTube channel is to educate people. So if you feel like there's something that you can lend to that community, go ahead and do it. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to continue and follow me on my journey, please subscribe. And I thank you very much from Live, Love, Life, and Travel.